Watch him throw the ball, we gon' pick it off. You gon' let him hit the hole or you gon' cut it off. You gon' play through 4th and long or you gon' punt it off. Your defenders, heavy hitters, put your pads in. Don't be looking for the ref to throw no flags in. Keep the helmet on, keep the cleats tight. You the type to want to win by any means, right? You should look alive. This is Trap or Die.
Yes, sir. Welcome back to another episode of Trap or Die Podcast. I'm your host of the Trap or Die Podcast, Mual. AJ is on the way. Dre is on the way. Appreciate everybody who's checking in live, man. What's up, Sly? Yeah, we are holiday trapping. Happy, is it Christmas Eve? I don't really, it's crazy. I never even say stuff like that. I don't say Christmas Eve. But happy Christmas Eve to everybody out there, man. I'll just say Merry Christmas. I think that's more fitting. Flows better. Happy holidays, everybody, man. Sly, appreciate you checking in. Monty, see you checking in, man. Good afternoon, everybody. While you are here, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so on the YouTube side, audio side. We definitely always appreciate you all checking in. If you're listening for the first... Dakota, I'm gonna need you to relax. I know y'all can hear her too. Audio side, man. If you are listening for the first time on podcast platforms, and you're like, man, you know what? I like this. I like these boys. I like Mual. Hit us with that follow button, rating and review as well. We definitely appreciate that. It takes 10 seconds to do so, and it's free to show your support that way. Let me go ahead and get the big dog Dre in the building, the virtual building. I keep doing it. What's up, Dre? How you feeling, man?
What's good, man? Merry Christmas, man. You know, I hope the holiday will treat you well and all of our listeners out there, man. Happy to be doing this for another year. That's how I'm feeling. Holiday spirit, baby.
Yes, sir. Holiday trapping, like that man Sly said. Tim checking in. Panthers, go ahead and get back from that. Nah, no bull, huh? Get back and get the loss to the or give a loss to the Bucks. That was a good game. Randomly, when they did play, happened to see that one. Where was that with administrative items? So I think it was actually Monty who convinced me. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and no morning show this week. I would have been able to do it Friday typically. Definitely tomorrow, Christmas no go. I'm gonna go ahead, cool, and take that time with the family. But also Friday, spending time with family too. Got to go visit a cemetery. So we got to handle some family time early in the morning. So no show on Friday. I mean, yeah, no morning show on Friday, but we will be here Thursday for the game preview with the Atlanta Falcons and the Washington Commanders. I think that is all the administrative items. No all 32 this week. Is really all Commanders on Trapper Dive this week. So I think we're done now officially. Let's go ahead and get into the show. Dre, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. So I was listening to Dan Quinn and Jaden Daniels' presser of today. And that was all of my info that I've consumed since the game has ended. But I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't even remember a time like the last 48 hours where I didn't even know you had that in your hand, bro. Are you drinking what's that? A Jaeger bomb, bro?
No, bro. This is a hood delicacy, Saint Ides.
Saint Ides, was that a 40?
Saint Ides, yes, it's a 40 in a fancy beer mug.
Hey, bro. Hey, bro, the way you presented that, bro, what you call it? The Saint what?
It's a hood delicacy, Saint Ides.
I said, bro, is that a damn 40, bro? Hey, bro. Hey, that's funny, bro. Oh my goodness. I ain't never had a 40 before, but I've been tempted. Sometimes you walk into the liquor store and you just see them Jones just sitting there, and you like, bro, that like you could get a little lit off a big ass bottle like this. But I never was tempted enough to buy it.
40s are a lost art. People don't drink these anymore. I haven't seen anybody outside of myself drink these since 1993.
Because this is so funny, bro. Man, Sly said Dre nostalgic. Hey, nah, for real, son. Like, that is so fun. And then he just casually just start drinking that junk when I start talking.
I thought he said he was drinking St. Ives, like the bar soap.
No, I don't even know what that is. That's too classy for me.
Say it 2 times, and I still don't know if I pronunciated it right. But I think you said Saint Tides.
No, it's Saint Ides. It's Saint Ides, like the word Saint and then IDES.
Oh,
Saint Ides.
I thought you said Ives, like IDES.
Yeah, IDES. That's it.
So as y'all can hear, if you're on the podcast side, AJ just checked in. But yeah, bro, like the only 2 things I consumed was the pressers, but I don't think I've ever experienced a 48 hours that we've experienced. I'll speak for myself. I ain't gonna say we that I've experienced beating the Eagles. Like I've never seen like a fan base, and I get it. Like from depending on your perspective, you can say that if you're a Commanders fan, Philly has been going crazy since Philly fans and Philadelphia reporters and their community has been going crazy since we beat them. And then perspective-wise from them, they can say we've been going crazy since, they lost. Perspective is an MFer. It depends on who's telling the story. But I'm not lying to you, bro. Like, just from a person who hasn't been going so hard and just like really been looking at things objectively, like it's the amount of excuses that's been made from Philadelphia and them guys. Like you have the best team, one of the best teams in the NFL, right? And like you're saying so many things like if we had XYZ, if we had this, we had that. Just wait until the playoffs. Like nothing's going to change if we play all in the playoffs. Washington will be an underdog. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like y'all are supposed to win. Y'all have the better team. This is the Washington Jaden Daniels. Like that's who it is, bro. Like obviously he has a supporting cast, but I'm just so confused because it's like, how can you look at this team and talk about it in a way in which like you need to build in these excuses when you're facing a team that's already at a talent gap or a talent deficient state compared to y'all? We didn't even have Austin Eckler and Noah Brown or Jonathan Allen, right? Who's slated to come back any week now. And Austin Eckler too. We're going to talk about it. Dan Quinn said as early as next week, but no if and no nothing guaranteed. We don't even have our best players, and our best players aren't elite. So I'm just super confused because I've never seen nothing like this. But they have all these excuses in the bank for why they lost. Again, perspective is one thing, but I genuinely think they are effing tripping.
I think it's an accumulation of things, right? So you have the Philadelphia Eagles in the last 5 years. They've been to a Super Bowl. They made quarterback switches. Found a guy in Jalen Hurts to bloom in to be the franchise quarterback, paying them top dollar, playing a position in the NFL. They're drafting certain guys and hitting. A lot of these Georgia guys, they're making trades for A.J. Brown. Like I said, Super Bowl appearance. They've been the top dog in not just the NFC East, but most of the NFC in competition with the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers made it to the Super Bowl last year, but this year they're already out of playoff contention. They've been eliminated. Detroit Lions are blooming and getting their consistency under wraps. They pretty much could have won that game to advance to the Super Bowl. But now within your own division, you have Washington that's been doo-doo. They're now showing resemblance of a well-ran organization, and you have a coach that's putting his players in position to be successful. You also drafted a quarterback number 2 who you've already hit on, who is a franchise quarterback and a superstar already in this league. So when Washington comes in and beats them and goes one for one for the series of the season, it now makes them feel a certain way, like, oh, we have a threat. And I think Washington fans should look at it from that perspective, that Philly now sees Washington as a real threat to what they've been able to, succeed and have over the last several years as an organization and a fan base. Not to only add to it, Washington doesn't even have anywhere close to the semblance of elite players that Philly has, from a Saquon Barkley, Devontae Smith, Jalen Carter, AJ Brown. Like, and so on. So now when you add in the fact that this team is already being successful without elite playmakers, elite talent, and also have some of the most money in the NFL as far as cap room to spend on free agents next year, and also have draft capital, and have a rookie quarterback that's a superstar on a rookie contract, it scares the fans. They understand that. I think fans within the division are very intelligent fans for the most part. Of course, there's some that don't truly understand the game and the nuances, and injuries are real. But at the same token, they realize that Washington is going to be a threat for a long run when it comes to this NFC East division, and also just the NFC as a whole. I mean, we could be revisiting this conversation in a couple weeks from now. Washington could easily be playing Philly in Philly, number 2 versus a 7 seed in the playoffs, when it really all counts and matters. So then what happens when Washington wins that game?
That's what I want the most, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like, that's the one I want the most, because at this point, like, there's no, like, the way things line up, if everything stays the same, Washington is in Philly, bro. And like the built-in excuse is knowing that on paper they are the better team, right? But like, I'm not the person that's going to bring out no excuse like that at all. Like, I'm gonna talk to y'all and talk to the people that's in the chat, because we know from a talent standpoint, that's one thing. That doesn't matter to the Commanders, like the actual team. They don't give a damn. They think that they could beat anybody and everybody. We talking to us. And like, that's what I want the most. I want Washington to really go in there, bro, and beat them, because they talk so much. And it's like, if you have a home game as the number 2 seed and you lose to the Commanders again, who is talent deficient in terms of comparison to y'all, and y'all got Jalen, y'all got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, right, who was suspended and lied about the reason why he was teed up. Like, a dirty hit, bro. You a defensive player. Why are you lying like that? Because if that happened to you, bro, you wouldn't have said it was a dirty hit. And all those other people that y'all claimed was the reason why y'all lost. Like, I cannot wait. I hope we do play him, bro. I'm just a little teed up, bro.
Nah, I mean, I think we can officially say the rivalry is back, man. Because we've been infighting for so long in our own fan base. Like, we've been so bad. We haven't had time to kind of worry about the Cowboys, Eagles, or the Giants fans for real. Like, we've been fighting with our own fans and hating each other for so long. Now we have a quarterback, Jaden Daniels, and now we have a team that looks like they're a threat now to the rest of the division. We start to see how annoying these dudes are again. Like, the Eagles fans, you know what I'm saying? Like, I literally forgot how annoying Eagles fans are. Like, I want to say back in 2011, 2012, the early days of Twitter, I used to have Eagles fans follow me and talk shit to me all the time. And then after a while, they just start to feel sorry for us. So now, that's why I say I know it's some insecurities there. Like, an Eagle fan came in me today, and I don't even, like, I'm with you, Mual. I'm not even feeding into the nonsense that a lot of the fans been doing, the back and forths and all of that. I'm not even baiting Eagles fans, none of that stuff. But they are finding our posts. Like, they are searching and looking for our posts to say whatever they want to say. Like, I'm talking to a Commanders fan. Like, this one dude asked me, I said, Dre, man, I don't even understand why, they acting like this. I said, because they see us as a threat right now, and we are on the come up. Got Eagles fans coming at me on that comment. That was in response to a fan. Oh, y'all acting like y'all swept us. No, we are not acting like we swept y'all. We are just happy about our win, and y'all are mad that we are happy about our win. Like, Eagles are so used to bullying us around that they know that that's not going to be the case anymore. They're not going to just bully us around. I'm like, yeah, right now, yeah, you can have king of the division right now in 2024, whatever. That's cool. But understand that if Jaden Daniels is healthy and this thing keeps building up, we coming. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they know it. They feel it. That's why they coming at us a certain type of way. The last few years, we ain't see Eagles fans coming at us any kind of way. But now that we done beat them, and we, even though we won't win the division likely this year, I don't see that in the cards. But they know that Washington is coming at this point, and Jaden Daniels could possibly be the best quarterback in this division. And they're not going to admit that because they think Jalen Hurts plays every position on the football field. Like, Jalen Hurts plays defense, he plays offense, he plays special teams, according to Eagles fans. But any other week, they'll tell you, oh, man, Jalen Hurts ain't all that. They were taking A.J. Brown's side.
About Jalen
That's
Hurts.
what I'm saying. Like, they were taking AJ Brown's side when AJ Brown was like, the passing game ain't even that good right now, when they had that little rift between each other. But now they want you to believe that Jalen Hurts is, everything on this team, and everything falls apart when he goes out of the game. Like, they didn't score 33 points without him.
Hey, Dre, are the Commanders coming or already there?
I'm saying we're coming.
They're 10-5 right now.
Right. And see, that's the funny thing about that, AJ. I'm gonna say they coming just because I think this is the worst version of the Commanders you're gonna see for a while. Like, for the next few years, if this thing keeps getting built up, we're gonna be kind of, assuming that Jaden Daniels continues on his trajectory, and assuming that Adam Peters is still savvy with his moves and he's added talent, you should be in that conversation with the Bills and the Chiefs every year where this is kind of expected. We're kind of surprised right now where we're at, but it's going to become a time where this is going to be the expectation of the team.
I did it again, bro. Let's introduce this conversation as our 2-minute drill. You know what I'm saying? 2-minute drill segment. So for Washington, bro, I think that's a tricky question because I don't think you can really go wrong either way. I honestly do think that you said have they arrived or are they on their way?
Yeah, pretty much, because
Okay.
Dre was saying I guess you said they didn't come yet or something like that.
Well, not in those words.
Man.
But
Yeah,
that's why I phrased it the way I
say
did.
bro.
But no,
Diddy.
But no, see, AJ,
if you say come, you say came.
They arrived, bro.
But so AJ, and another reason, Philadelphia they're going to win a division this year. But I think this is going to be Washington in that position that they are in the coming years. I think we are going to be winning these division titles, or at least a couple of more of these things.
So where I'm at, bro, to answer the question, I think they're arriving. And I'm glad that
good word choice.
Yeah, man, I think they're arriving. And honestly, I'm glad that Dan Quinn said what he said after the game. I think it was either in the immediate post game or maybe the Monday one. We talked about statement games, right? And like in the rush of it all, in the moment, like we can view that as a statement game. But he actually defined it the same way that I defined it before they actually won. And it's like when you're at your best and the other team is at their best and you dominate them. And like that wasn't the case on Sunday. You won the game for sure. Like that's a huge win. But I'm glad that Dan Quinn recognized that they didn't even make it to that point yet. And that's why I think like they're on their way. They're taking these steps, gradual steps. It's not baby steps. Like they are moving. They're moving up. Like they're surging up. But I think that you're gonna have to make some big decisions in this offseason. And like nothing like controversial, but I do think you got to find a way to continue upgrading your offensive line. Like I think that's probably going to be your biggest business decision, because like you signed Allegretti to a 3-year contract. Are you going to move on from him or keep him around? You can make a decision at left tackle and right tackle. Like what's going to be your moves there, right? I'm not here to answer that right now, but like I think those are the biggest questions, because you got to find a way to continue improving your offensive line. What they're doing right now is pretty good, but like the amount of chip help that they have to get every single week, bro. Like the fact that their offense is sustainable with all of the chip help that they get, like that's impressive. You're a number 5 offense, and you got receivers chipping a rough estimate of 60-70% of the time before they get into a route. And basically you got to upgrade defensive spots as well. Cornerback is going to be one. You're going to need some help there. And maybe safety, depending on how Jeremy Chin moves in the offseason. I hope he does come back. And then obviously the biggest one, the elephant in the room, is wide receiver and tight end as well. But like to that point, when you're bolstering up this team, like you got to find some people who can really change the game in addition to Jalen Hurts, we talking about him. In addition to Jaden Daniels being around. So I don't think that they're here yet. I think that the time is still on their side. I think it's still very early, but they're attacking success right now, and I think that's the ultimate thing. When you attack success and you're winning in all the while you're improving your roster, improving your culture, your locker room, and getting the right people in here, like that's a win too.
Well, Mual, it's funny because while you're on the subject of upgrades, I had a guy argue me down in my mentions that he was a Commanders fan, but he was pretty much talking about Cliff Kingsbury and how he in his opinion, Cliff Kingsbury wasn't worth shit. He wasn't worth Chinese money. Like he said that, he said that Cliff Kings, well, he basically said, Cliff Kingsbury doesn't have this offense humming and it's all Jaden Daniels. And he kind of alluded to Jaden Daniels' rushing yards for his argument, saying that Jaden Daniels is the leading rusher on the team. I mean, a couple of people actually mentioned that to me today, but it's kind of lacking context because Brian Robinson hasn't played a full season.
Is that true?
Missed a few games. Yeah, right now he is the leading rusher on the team. I mean,
by how many yards?
Yeah, I'm checking.
Probably like 20 or 30 yards or something. Like Brian Robinson's right there, but again,
it's literally it's 8 yards.
Yeah. So it's really short. So the context is Brian Robinson has missed a few games, but even still, the point that they were trying to make was that it's not a good thing for your offense if Jaden Daniels is the leading rusher, especially if those are coming out of scramble drills. So my argument back to him was that, I think it's more of a personnel issue with the offense in a lot of cases. And he was saying we're good on personnel. He said great OCs can get more out of wide receivers and running backs.
Straight out of his teeth, bro.
And do you remember this fellow's
well, he's in my mentions. I mean, because I went back and forth.
AJ trying to find him. He trying to get him.
Yeah, he told me we were good. I mean,
he's an idiot. Like the reason why he's an idiot, right, is because you drafted someone that is a dual threat. and he does both things at an elite level. Why wouldn't he run? Would you want him to have 150 yards for the season rushing?
I think the point he was making was that most of those was out of scramble drills, and I'm like, well, that's still a personnel issue in my opinion. Because
if we look at yardage, I want to say Lamar right now probably has like 500 rushing yards. Josh Allen is probably closer to 600 to 700 rushing yards and like 8 rushing touchdowns. I mean, those are guys that have way more talented running backs in their
Lamar
backfield.
got 765. So he be moving. That adds to the point.
With a Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
So, bruh, like, and he's in the MVP.
And Derrick got 1,600.
Say that again?
And Derrick got 1,600.
Right. And Lamar has thrown for, I think, 34 touchdowns and maybe 4 or 5 interceptions. So it's like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, you don't even know what you're talking about. Like, regardless if B-Rob missed a game or two, whatever the case is, your quarterback has this unique ability which made him even more attractive to being a top pick in the NFL draft. And one of the main reasons why you picked him. If Jaden doesn't have the mobility or the usage to be an elite runner with the ball, if something breaks down, you don't even win this game on Sunday. Like, think about it. He
was in a 4th and 11.
Carter. He dead-legged a 300-pound dude that's one of the best defense players in the league in just year 2. He dead-legged him and got a first down. He ran for a 4th and 11. Cliff also called a draw play when he spread everybody out. Like, his legs are the threat of everything being able to open for this offense and for these mediocre-ass wide receivers that they are playing with. Like, if he was Kirk Cousins in the pocket, bruh, they'll be getting sacked like Sam Howell did last year. And that's not to say that Jaden can't throw from the pocket, but it's just like the offensive line is not a well-oiled machine. Like,
and wide receivers aren't separating consistently.
Wide receivers are chipping 60 to 70% of the time. Like, how many offenses do you watch on Sundays where you see wide receivers constantly having to chip as if like they're tight ends? They're wide receivers and they're not even getting to run out and run routes as soon as the ball is snapped. They're having to throw a shoulder in there. Like, that's crazy, bro.
And to add to the point continually, Jalen Hurts, same thing. Saquon got 1,800 yards, but Jalen Hurts got 630 yards rushing. It's like he's in the same boat as some of these elite scramblers or runners of the football at the quarterback position, and he's one of the best running quarterbacks in the NFL. Like, that is not a knock. So whoever you are that's arguing about trying to make the argument against Cliff, like, you just made yourself sound stupid. Like, it just is what it is, bro.
No, you didn't make yourself. You are stupid. How about that?
I ain't gonna disrespect a fella like that. I just thought it was strange.
Yeah, I just said he sounds stupid, but AJ wants to bring the hammer on him, bro. All right, let's take a break. Let's go ahead through Underdog Fantasy, and let's come back with Dan Quinn injury updates. I saw you all in the chat about Marshawn Lattimore. He did give an update a couple days ago, and we'll talk about that as well. But as always, this podcast, Trap or Dive, man, it's brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy is the best place to play champions. So sign up now and deposit using promo code Trap or Dive to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. This season, Underdog's going to be running a special promo or bonus almost every single day, like profit boosts, discounts, and free picks. The easiest one and the best one to do is the free picks, in my opinion. They're basically a short thing. You can get a player, have them where you can just get higher than 0.5 on their rushing stat or their receiving stat, or their passing stat, 0.5 yards. Like I did that one time with a quarterback. I can't remember who it was, but easy money, right? And you just got to do that for the selection to win. Plus, all new users get a free pick. I tell y'all all the time, though, my favorite thing is the air raid and the red zone rush. Red zone rush was that simple. Swipe left if you think that person ain't going to score a touchdown. Swipe right if you think they're going to score a touchdown. Add them to your play. Same thing with the air raid. If you think that person going to get over 50 yards rushing, 50 yards receiving, same thing. Swipe left if you don't think so. Swipe right if you do. We got 2 games tomorrow, man. Pittsburgh and Kansas City. Houston and Baltimore. I can't wait to make my play. Y'all might want to check online for that. when I get that together. Anyway, as we get started, make sure you hit that promo code. Of course, download the app and use promo code TravelDive to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. I repeat, download the app today as you're hearing my voice and use promo code TravelDive to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. You must be 18 or older, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. If you're concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. If you're in Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. That's 1-800-639-8783 or text NEXT STEP to 53342. If you're in New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369. We got a question from Amani, man. Appreciate you checking in. Everybody, if you are checking in just now, make sure you hit that like button. If you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We definitely appreciate y'all checking in live. Merry Christmas to all y'all out there, man. Getting ready for them holidays. Shout out to them folk out there drinking them 40s. Them say eyes.
Up to you.
Amani asked, are we nervous about the Atlanta game? I think we can sneak in a quick Atlanta game, Atlanta question right quick before we get to the preview. I don't put it this way. I'm glad that Washington won the non-important game.
Yes.
I'm glad that they beat Philadelphia because Atlanta, you still need to beat Atlanta. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. You haven't clinched the playoff spot until you clinch it. And technically, from a playoff seeding standpoint, if Tampa Bay, since we have the night game, if Tampa Bay loses during the day, Washington automatically clinches a playoff spot. But I don't think they're going into that mindset. Washington, at this point, I don't think that they're going into that game with that mindset. Am I nervous about the Atlanta game? I am not. But I damn sure would love to see Marshawn and John Allen on that field when they play the Atlanta Falcons. And I'm not too sure about Marshawn right now. For the record, for those who ask, I'll be quick. Marshawn's status will not be determined until Thursday or Friday because they switched their practice schedule around. So that's what Dan Quinn said yesterday. So the status is that we won't know until Thursday or Friday about Marshawn.
I wish somebody would have asked him if it was a tweak of the original hamstring injury or if this was a new hamstring, but I don't think anyone asked him. But
I'm gonna look for it.
Well, let me go ahead and give my answer to Amani. Amani asked me this the other day, and I answered it. Monty, yes, I'm gonna be nervous, but not so much as to what Atlanta can do, but just more so because this is December and we are playing with playoff implications, and I'm not used to this. So I'm gonna be a nervous wreck all of Sunday for that. But and also, Atlanta's going to be a little desperate on Sunday because they have to win out. I mean, well, not necessarily win out, but they are in that intense division battle with Tampa Bay. So, Atlanta, they're coming in with something to prove. They're coming in with something to play for. And we are too. But that's the thing. And it's a home game, so I feel good about that. I do think the crowd is going to rock. It's not going to be like Philly where you're going to see a bunch of Philly fans that's kind of, mixing in with the Commanders fans. I do think we are going to outnumber those Atlanta fans on Sunday. But yeah, I'm with you, Mual. I think that they're going to come out with the attitude and with the mentality that, man, we have to go out here and dominate shit. I think even if Carolina goes out and beat Tampa Bay early in the day, I have no doubt in my mind that Dan Quinn is going to have these guys ready to go out there and play. I mean, we're going to get more into it in the preview on Thursday, but I think offensively we should be able to move the ball on Atlanta's defense. I mean, we still don't know a lot in the pros about Michael Penix yet, but I do have confidence that Joe Witt can come up with a game plan to kind of do something with Michael Penix. There's something on tape with Michael Penix already. I mean, you have a game with him against the Giants, so you're not coming in here blind against the rookie quarterback. You've seen some of what they want to do with him a bit. I don't think Atlanta has fully unleashed him. I think they had some rings on him a bit in the Sunday or against the Giants. I don't know if they're going to do that going into the night game. Maybe they'll unleash him a bit, or they could still kind of hold some of the reins on him. But either way, I'm confident in what this team can do. I'm confident in the quarterback that we have, and I'm confident in the coaching staff that we have, that no one is going to kind of sleepwalk through an important game like this.
Yeah, I mean, never. I don't know. I guess maybe I'm different. I'm never nervous about any game that they play. But the only thing that makes me nervous is the weather conditions supposed to be rain, and I really don't want Brian Robinson to touch the ball.
Oh my
Like,
God.
That's if you want to ask me about anything of being nervous, that is what I'm nervous about. Other than that,
He ain't did nothing, bro.
yeah, all right, yeah. Other than that, you know, Dan Quinn is gonna have these guys prepared, and they also are gonna have themselves prepared and held accountable to go ahead and clinch this playoff berth. They're not ready to go on vacation. Forget what could happen earlier in the day. Panthers beating Tampa Bay, which is feasible, but at the end of the day, if you win, you're in. You feel me? It's as simple as that. Like, you already got them fighting through to come back and overcome adversity such as five turnovers against this Eagles team and winning a game. You face adversity all season in different aspects, from the Bears game, Hail Mary, whatever. It is the tone and the messaging is not going to change this week. It's like, go get it. Like, it's right there for you to go grab. Like, it's yours for the taking. So I'm not nervous at all. Like, I just feel like it's going to be a good game. Glad it got flexed. I definitely agree with Mual. It's going to be more Washington fans in attendance because, honestly, a lot of people that do live in Atlanta grew up to be Washington Redskins fans. Atlanta fan base is not as strong as maybe, say, the Steelers, the Eagles, and so on. So it will definitely feel like a home game. But, I mean, those fans got something to root for once in a very long time. The last time they could have cheered for playoff berth was when, I think, was it Heineke?
Heineke in 2021. Everything was looking good until they, blew it against the Giants, and then everything went to shit.
And that was during COVID, so not many fans were in attendance or allowed to be in attendance, or any at all. I can't remember exactly that particular
year
game.
they actually made the playoffs.
Yeah, when they played Tampa Bay.
Yeah, they ain't know him.
Yeah. So I mean, the fans got every reason to come out. A hell of a win Sunday, primetime game. The last time we seen, Jaden was in the primetime game that Thursday night against the Eagles. But the other primetime game
and the Bengals.
Yeah, Monday night against
the Bengals. They have a Sunday night game this year?
No, they have.
No, that was a Monday night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Monday and Thursday.
So yeah, a lot is on the line. Not uncomfortable with it or nervous about anything. I mean, hey, Washington has been competitive in each and every game that they've played this year, minus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game, which was week 1, and everyone's getting acclimated to each other. Outside of that, they've been in it. So what is there to be nervous about?
Yeah. So also, as we kind of push forward to some team stuff, Dan Quinn mentioned Austin Eckler. Like I said, I touched on it briefly, but he mentioned that he is on the right path. He said specifically, let me go back to his quote, Eckler. He's trending the right way. Workouts are going great. He's in meetings. He's doing all this stuff with us. So we're certainly optimistic, and we'll just play this whole thing out. But like you said, the earliest that he would begin is next week. That part is unclear. I think he's saying his availability would be as early as next week, but I don't want to put, like, the way I read this, and I heard it too, but it went over my head at that point. So he's saying earliest would begin is next week, but it's encouraging to see the progress that he's made.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'll chime in on that part. I perceive that as he's eligible to come off of IR next week, so he can, he can start his 21-day window, and because it's a concussion that he's probably passed all the protocols for, he probably can play next week against the Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean, I take it as, like, we clinched this playoff berth. He ain't coming back on this team to play until the playoff game.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, AJ, you're gonna have to wait about 2 more weeks, and you have to deal with B-Rob for 2 more weeks. So.
Hey, man, I honestly want to see Chris Rodriguez get a bit more snaps, just from a vision standpoint. Some people might call it hate towards B-Rob.
Well, I mean, he had a chance to score one against the Titans, bro. He took the wrong cut. Open field, bro.
C-Rod.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I don't
he went for 20 when he could have went for 60.
I don't remember that particular play, but
oh, don't worry, I'll show you. I'll show you after this.
Yeah, you can send it to me. I mean, you know,
I'll show you after this.
Send me the Cole Turner 2024 highlights too while you're at it.
Okay,
and the Fedarian Mathis.
Okay, all right.
Mathis,
hey, don't start that because you're gonna send you the St. Juice one.
No, month of December clip.
I can dig. I can go a little.
Send me the Fedarian Mathis.
I can go. Hey, you want to go to the floor? I can go. I can go to hell, bro.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? I can do it.
It's all fun and game until I want to play too.
Hey, I'm just saying, bro. You know.
But I mean, all seriousness.
Turner though, bro. I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, nothing to be nervous about, Amani. I think it's a great question that you asked. I think fans are going to be nervous.
You forgot we talking about Austin Eckler, bro.
Huh?
I said you forgot we talking about Austin Eckler.
Nah, I know we talking about Eckler. I mean, I'm hearing I've been in the car driving and I heard him doing interviews. So he's doing pretty damn well to be doing interviews and not skipping.
He posted an ominous picture too. He posted a picture like basically one of those. Yeah, basically it looked like one of them pictures when you post when you know you're about to return or play or something.
Yeah, so I mean, for me, if they clinch Sunday night, I'm not bringing him back into the playoff game. There's no reason to expose someone with 2 concussions.
Well, what about John Allen? What about John? Is he going to play this week? Because I know Dan Quinn.
I honestly
He spoke about him. Let me go ahead and get this in, and you got it, AJ. Yeah. He said we're certainly looking forward to it. Specifically on what happens when he's able to rejoin the team. We're certainly looking forward to it because we know the caliber of John and what he can bring. So anytime you add a player that caliber, pass rush experience, also he's strong, he's tough. So when that does happen, that'll be something that will definitely bring energy to our defense as well. Just like Marshawn Lattimore, when we added him into that space. You just add guys into it. Different for John because he's here, but he has the same effect as Marshawn in a lot of ways. That's the one thing he mentioned on John within the last day or two. But yeah, what was you gonna say, AJ?
Hey, something just hit me. Hey, Fedarian Mathis is the happiest inactive player I've ever seen in my life, bro.
I've seen that.
I've never seen a player so happy to be inactive, bro.
I can tell you why. The superstar know his time coming.
it just hit me while you was talking about it. I'm like, bro, I've been seeing this man cheesing on the sideline.
He know his time coming,
in the locker room, the little social media stuff that they do during the week. I'm like, hey, this boy is one happy and active player.
When he get back on that field, bro, y'all gonna see why he's such a dog. Y'all gonna be reminded. Excuse me, let me just be clear.
Second round pick checks definitely doing well. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. But yeah, I mean, I thought that Jonathan Allen was going to be active last week. I kind of came on here and said that convincingly. I was wrong, but I think that he plays this particular Sunday. His last game at Northwest, what is it? Northwest Fed?
Northwest Stadium.
Stadium.
Whatever it's called. It's his last home game as a Washington Commander. Because even if they make the playoffs, they're not coming back to the crib. So I think he could definitely provide them a boost going against Atlanta with a Bijan Robinson and establishing that run game and Algier.
Yeah, Ty
Algier as a backup running back.
I like that duo.
So I think he would be a great person to add into the mix. I'm sure, Mual, you've seen it on tape. Sheldon Day was kind of getting pushed around. He was getting bullied.
Sheldon. Early on, Sheldon. What's his name? Johnny. Johnny is just a recurring thing, bro. It's just some people who just can't do double team, can't take on double team, bro.
The interior DL, like we've been talking about, that's been the weak point of that defense, man.
And them runs, those big runs with the gaping holes came their way. Like that side of the defense. It is what it is, bro. I don't think John Allen and Deron Payne struggled against double teams early in the season too. So it's not like just a rookie and a free agent thing. Like them guys, bro, you need somebody who can do that, bro.
Mark, I mean, if you can kind of expound on it, maybe you would know a little bit better because you watched the film and all. Why do you think they are making Phil a healthy scratch? I mean, do you think he's shown worse than Sheldon Day and whoever else they're activating over him?
Nah, I don't think they're activating Sheldon Day over him. I think he was in addition to it's that Carl. What's the dude's name?
Carl Davis, I think.
Carl
Yeah,
Davis.
yeah.
Yeah, I like Sheldon Day actually. I think Sheldon Day is a solid player, and he's been a solid player since he's been around. I think it's the other guys where it's like, their PFFs and their grades say that they play good, but I'm like, yo, I don't see like them like. I don't see a marginal difference like between him and Big Phil. Like maybe I would have to be in the actual rooms to see like exactly what they're being asked to do, like role wise. But like from on the field and watching them take on double teams or play their gaps, right? I don't see a margin. I don't see a drastic difference. I think it's probably marginal at best. And that's where it's like between specific players, right? Because think about it, they're still giving up like those gashing runs. They do play better, like from a macro standpoint, like start to finish, they'll have like they can finish games better, and they've been doing that with Big Phil in the game too. Like the turnaround happened when Big Phil was playing. Like, and it wasn't all due to him. I'm just saying, like, the turnaround in terms of like them, like, returning back to the mean or the median, whatever the word is, regressing to the mean. Like, Big Phil was playing. So, specifically, I just think that it's more so the idea of like playing your gaps right, understanding your leverage, and that's like a first and second level thing. Like Bobby Wagner's in position sometimes where he's like getting himself out of the plays. I didn't go through the full film against the Eagles yet. I actually started with the defense. But like when you're talking about run support from the third level, I think on the like one of the first big runs, not the 68-yarder, like a 13 or 19-yarder, one of them. Quan Martin comes down from the third level, like it's a too high shell pre-snap, and Quan walks down right at the snap. So like from a cover 2 to a cover 3, that was the back end coverage, and that was when one of the double teams got sealed off. I don't know who was on it. I want to say it was Johnny Newton. Don't remember. It may have been somebody else. He gets sealed off, and Quan Martin runs smack into the receiver who's sealing him off. Like he doesn't play the alley right. And Saquon just takes off untouched for like 13, 14 yards.
Another jag.
so like these guys are just playing like they weren't playing to their leverage right, and they weren't really taking over in the trenches, like from an aggressive standpoint, like firing off the ball as quick. Like if anybody has access to the all 32, like just look in the first half, just how quickly like the Eagles were firing off the football. Like them boys was on it. And I think like what changed in the second half, again, I haven't got to this part yet, but I think what changed in the second half when people kept saying Jalen Hurts was gone. No, I think that was the biggest context clue that's missing if you are really paying attention, because they're playing too high with Jalen Hurts in. They're bringing guys to the box. Like they're mixing it up. It wasn't all in the box when Kenny Pickett was in the game. But the difference is like the defensive line in the second level started being much more aggressive but also like making plays. Like they started to win their matchups. And that's what's not being taken into account by people who kept saying like it was just one thing and why Washington was able to hold Saquon to 2.2 yards per carry after that 68-yard run. No, they really just put that shit on it. They handle business, bro. So that's a long way of saying they just really wasn't playing technically sound. They weren't disciplined in their gap integrity. And they weren't firing off the football just as much as the Eagles offensive line was in that first half, bro. Okay. What's up, JB? Merry Christmas to everybody. All right, so we talked John Allen, Austin Eckler, Jaden, the wide receivers. We can actually close out on the wide receivers. He spoke on Diami. He spoke on OZ. There's also no status update on Diami Brown as well, because I think he went out with a hamstring too. But on the receiver room, stepping up with Noah Brown going down, and how they'll prepare for the Falcons. He said the following. I thought that Diami had that one big ball, and then JC and OZ, just like them, Like OZ, I kind of thought he would. He's such a competitor that other people I think have competed harder since he's been here from the offseason because his standard of going like, bro, who does these transcripts?
Get you every week, bro.
He praised OZ. He gave credit to Jamison Crowder. He mentioned Luke McCaffrey as well. And the standard of competitiveness that they have. He said he anticipated having him and Jamison Crowder. He had the hardest road back due to his injury, but he think he showed a lot of grit coming off of IR and not, or being able to having to deal with IR and not playing. So to stay focused and stay in it and deliver when your number is called, Dan Quinn said that was a big deal. But the scores from OZ and JC were there. Diami also had a couple of deep ball. We can feel his speed, so to connect on that quite often on a lot of those go to Terry. But having him connect on that deep ball, he thought was big. So just seeing the versatility essentially is what he's saying, and everybody having those moments, having their moments, but delivering in those moments when the opportunity was made for them. He felt that was cool. And honestly, bro, I think we're underestimating the impact that Jamison Crowder can bring. Like, we've been focusing on Luke and Diami, and Jamison Crowder the last 2 weeks, bro. Like, he's instantly shot himself up into, like, in terms of the target share, like, he's instantly shot himself up into like one of the more targeted receivers with Noah Brown out. And I think we kind of let that go by the wayside, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, I think with Jamison Crowder, he still has the savviness, as we've seen in the games that he's been back, to still be a contributor within the slot game. Like, it's just certain things that he does very well out of that slot position that he's still been able to maintain. A lot of playing slot wide receiver is just understanding the nuances of the game, being able to identify pre-snap coverage and how you plan on leveraging your routes, and he's still able to do that. You look at even that touchdown to win the game, like that was just him, using his own craftiness to get open there. Even the other touchdown, that delayed route, that hesitation caused them to pause on what was going on, and he was open. So yeah, I think he's been able to contribute for sure at the slot. Yeah, I mean, they're just making do with what they got, bro. When this offseason comes, I'm excited to see how they allocate funds to that position. But for right now, they're just making do with what they have. Don't know what's going to happen with the KJ Osborne addition. But yeah, I mean, I think you just need those guys to continue to step up, make plays when they're called on. I think one thing I haven't been able to really touch on in this particular episode is Cliff did exactly what I wanted him to do going against the Eagles. Spread them out. And when they spread them out, they were able to get guys in one-on-one situation. Those guys were able to win, and Jaden was able to make the correct reads. I'm so glad that they didn't make the focus of the game plan offensively to run the ball. They could not move the ball at all. So, yeah, I think that's the approach that I would continue to go with. I mean, you can still mix in the run game and stuff, but the more times that they can spread teams out, it forces the defense to play them a certain way and also have to take accountability for Jaden Daniels being able to use his legs. Because this 13 personnel, it was cool for a period of time, but now a lot of defenses are just crashing down on that.
Hey, I mean, and with Jamison Crowder too, like I said last year, you got to put a respect on a guy's name like that. When Jamison Crowder was in his prime here in Washington, he was one of the best slot receivers in the NFL. I mean, this is a guy who, went to the Jets. He went to Buffalo. He was coveted after he left Washington because he was really uniquely skilled in the slot. And not only that, he's a good return guy. He's good with the ball in his hands. The only thing Jamison Crowder, a guy like that, is going to lose as he gets older is a little bit of his athletic ability. But he still knows, like AJ said, the nuances of route running and how to get open and things. So I think he's he's always been, since he's been in the NFL, a quarterback's type of best friend. So especially with an Austin Eckler missing, you got a Jamison Crowder who's a safety blanket in the slot. So I think he's going to be able to assist and help. I mean, and as with the receiver group as a whole, I think Cliff is, and this goes back to the argument I was having earlier on Twitter. Cliff is maximizing these guys. He's getting the most out of these guys that he can get. Now, when you talk about a Luke and you talk about a Diami, you talk about a OZ, even a Jamison Crowder at this point in his career, you don't expect superstar level play, or you don't even expect star level play, maybe not even good level play. You just probably expect the average play from a wide receiver, but he's getting the most that he can get out of these guys. Jaden is getting the most that he can get out of these guys. So, I mean, kudos to them. Hopefully they can, continue to do things as they can, for the rest of the season, because they are who we have. Like, there's no one else walking through the door. I don't know if KJ Osborne is ready to play. I mean, he's been inactive the first 2 weeks since we've signed him. I mean, I thought the first week that he was inactive, that it was more so of an issue with maybe he's getting acclimated to the offense. But then I see the second week he's inactive. Then I'm wondering if he's actually better than the guys that's ahead of him, or if he's ready to play over the guys that's ahead of him. I'm sure he'll get an opportunity at some point. But again, you have what you have going through this season. Reinforcements aren't coming this season. So they're getting the most out of these guys at this point. Whatever that max is that you can get out of these guys, you have to say they're getting that max out of them. So kudos to Cliff, kudos to Jaden for, kind of relying on those guys and getting the most that they can out of them.
Fellas, what's the plans for the holidays, bro?
No plans at all. Yeah, man, just holidays, just different. I was gonna say, like something we got to talk about privately, but we got the contract.
Okay, nice. That's great news. Holiday news.
Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Merry Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah. So I mean, we got something to celebrate. To end 2024. We'll be doing shows before the
man. It's time to go to the strip club. Let's celebrate for real if we gonna do it. That's what we need to do, bro.
Yeah.
It's time.
Number 40 tonight, Mual. Hey, number 40 tonight.
Hey, man, you know what, bro? I wasn't even going to drink. I wasn't even going to drink until the weekend, bro. But let me pour up a bottle of that basil, bro. Basil.
Man, all I got right now, I think I got a bottle of wine, but I just feel like
get you a glass, bro.
I feel like I'd be too cute drinking a bottle of wine right now tonight.
Pour
get
up,
some
bro.
eggnog.
I don't know, but Drake keep pouring up, got me feeling like I should be drinking something.
It's holidays, man. I normally would have my little liquor, but I'm like, hey, I want to celebrate with a mug. But nah, this is right here. This is great news, man. So
y'all off until the rest of the until 2025?
No, I go back to work Thursday.
Yeah, I go back to work Thursday, but then I'm off until January 6th. So yeah, I got a little break after Thursday.
All right. Well, yeah, we definitely got to have some private conversations, so we'll be ready to go 2025.
Yeah, man, I can't wait, boy. It's time, man. It's time, bro.
It definitely took some time. God damn.
All right.
It did, but it's everything work out. You know what I'm saying? When it works out, bro. All right, cool. Hey, Merry Christmas, everybody that's in the chat, that's listening live. Same thing on the audio side. Y'all take care. Enjoy y'all time with y'all family. Again, schedule wise, no morning shows this week. We will be back on Thursday for the game preview with the Atlanta Falcons. But until then, man, y'all take care. Enjoy the games tomorrow. All that good stuff, man. We out of here. Peace.
Chop it down. Chop it down. Chop it down. You gon' chop it down. Chop it down. You gon' chop it down. Damn, set. Watch him throw the ball. We gon' pick it off. You gon' let him hit the hole or you gon' cut it off. You gon' play through fourth and long or you gon' punt it off. Your defenders, heavy hitters, put your pads in. Don't be looking for the ref to throw no flags in. Keep the helmet on. keep the cleats tight. You the type to want to win by any means, right? You should look alive. This is Trap or Die.